I think Drax might die.
No, he's dying. Like Dave Bautista said, this is my last movie I'm doing.
Like Marvel?
Yeah.
Look, see them hating ass niggas talking, tell them niggas stop it. Move back, baby, run down Texas. Off the perky, boy, I'm dangerous. I'm in a double R, shit look like a spaceship. Everything is up there. Should have posted my mess.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Redacted Show. I'm your host, Feeq or Feeq, with my co-host, my other host, the host with the most.
Co-host Dana Dane in the building. Man, shout out to everybody you rocking with us, listen with us. It's good to be back. You know, after Thanksgiving break / hiatus, got to eat a lot of turkey, good food, and it was always good to record another one of these for you guys. I know y'all missed us.
Yeah, I
know Joan was getting on my ass. She was like, "Why didn't y'all record during Thanksgiving?" I was like, "Well, Feeq was out of town, and we ain't just go record if we're not here."
Yeah, man, I had to go recharge. Had to go recharge Florida Feeq, my other variant. So he's recharged, good to go. How was your Thanksgiving?
I was good. Just mainly, I was really working a lot for Thanksgiving at the desk at Redacted University, but I did get to spend time with the fam, like eat with them during the day, and then that evening I had to go to the desk and make that hours. But I just know that check gonna be good.
Yes, sir.
This next Friday, but yeah, all in all, it was good. Had some smoked turkey, ham, not red beans and rice, mac and cheese.
Niggas eating ham? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Stuck for a little, brother.
Squash, everything, all that stuff. So everything was good. Yeah, especially the ham.
Oh man, shoot, my Thanksgiving, it was good, man. Went to Florida, chill with the family. Had turkey, had some fried turkey, had mac and cheese, everything else. I made a cheesecake. Man, I barely got any of my own. I made it, and then when I went to go check on it, it was only like half a piece left. I said, bro, y'all ran through this whole.
I mean, that's almost like a compliment. Damn, I know that shit good, but let me get some first.
Exactly. So yeah, and it was good. Chill with all the cousins. Went to the beach too. Saw Florida Man. Straight chilling. But while we were on this break, there was a lot of things that dropped. A lot of stuff that came out.
Yes.
Some unexpected. It was one that came out. I was so shocked.
Which one?
Transformers. That trailer.
That shook me too. I was like, what?
Nigga, I was screaming.
Right.
Yeah. So today we're gonna be talking about the different trailers that came out. Just thoughts on them. You know how we do it. First one we're gonna go through is let's talk a little bit about it. It won't be too much. But how you feeling about this Mario?
Man, let me tell you something. So, I remember watching the first teaser, and I was like, okay, I don't know. Chris Pratt was getting a lot of flack for his Mario voice, but he really only said one line, and it was like, I took it as like him, like not necessarily mocking, but like jokingly saying like Mario phrases. I didn't think he was gonna talk like, "Oh, let's go. Do we need to get to the green pipe to say?" I don't think he would have talked like that the whole movie. Now, if he could have, more all props to him. But I don't know if it would have took me out if he was talking like that the whole movie.
I think that's one thing. I think it's because his voice doesn't change at all. Almost, it's like you could tell this is Chris Pratt. Like, yeah. There's no even if you didn't have to go to full like let's go, but right. it's like no variation. That nigga said Mushroom Kingdom, here we go. I said, oh,
yeah, but I still have faith in him. He's, for those who I guess forgot, he was in the Lego movie, and he was really good in those two.
Oh shit, he was.
So I'm excited about that. Obviously his role was with Guardians, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I'm excited for this movie. I'm probably. I don't know if I'm gonna bring my girlfriend Joan to watch this with me. She might have to stay. Well, I don't know if she'd want to watch it. That's the thing. It ain't that I don't want her to come with me. I just don't think she'd want to go watch this shit.
Yeah.
So if I just be either me and Cam or me, Feeq and Cam or whatever this shit come out. I forgot. I think
it come out not August.
Definitely next year.
Yeah, not August. One of the months.
Yeah, somewhere in the main
summertime.
Main summertime, whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think outside of Chris Pratt's voice, I really think this movie is gonna be hilarious. Like that first trailer with the penguins, I'm not gonna lie,
that was funny.
I was crying laughing. I will be honest, I was crying laughing. The niggas said, "This is just a taste of our fury." And I burst out laughing.
Do you? Yeah, yeah, bro. You know what's funny? That's the same guy who was in Walking Dead. Ezekiel. I don't know if you remember who that is. The one with the tiger.
Oh yeah, the black dude. Yeah, no.
So he's a good voice actor. This cast is like
it's
really stacked, like stacked. You got
they put money
Chris
in
Pratt,
this.
Jack Black. He's gonna be great. I think he's gonna see a lot of signs. Keen as Toad.
Oh, that is his voice.
Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, no, that was. I know. Hey, that's Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I'm gonna be crying laughing.
This will be his test to see if he can play the Thing in Fantastic Four. Hey, hashtag Seth Rogen as the Thing. Make it happen, Marvel. But I just take the due date. I just take the release date. I'm still in school bowl, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
59.
No. Nah, but the release date is April 7th.
Okay.
So I'll still be in Houston by then.
Yes, sir.
But, yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for it. I think I'm gonna go in this movie with the same expectations I had for the Minions movie. You know, I'm not gonna expect much.
And that Minions movie,
I'm just gonna be in there for the vibes. You know, it's for a good time. I don't know if I'm watching this in IMAX. I don't know if it's worth that much, but you know, I'm definitely gonna watch it and enjoy myself. You know.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies you sit back and just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to analyze it.
Right.
I've really been doing that now with movies, like even the ones that we watch and like I know we want to talk about on here. I try to like the first time I watch it, I do not. I try to shut off my analyzing brain. I just want to enjoy what's happening on screen. If I go watch it a second time, like what I did with Black Panther, that's when I actually like looked at what was going on a little more in depth and tried to like notice shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm interested to see how like this movie is gonna work with like, you know, in terms of this newest trailer that came out. There was a lot of different stuff like tied with the different games, like the different worlds.
Oh yeah, they got Mario Kart.
They got Mario Kart.
They showed the platform, like how
right.
Mario's regularly played platform.
So I think this movie is gonna be different, like almost like Chip and Dale style in terms of references to different things in the Mario universe. You know, we might see a lot of that. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be decent. I think the main thing that I can see people harping on is Chris Pratt's voice.
Yeah, that's really
outside
the only
of that.
thing.
You know, I don't see really a lot of stuff being wrong with the movie, you know, unless like the plot is just so loose to where it's like, okay, like what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know?
But even then, I feel like with this type of movie, you could kind of have a dumb plot,
right? Like you can tell, like Illumination, they made minion money, they grew money, you know, with Despicable Me and all that stuff. So they really just having fun with this shit, you know. They're just like, you know, the last Mario movie, which was made in like the 90s or late 80s, early 90s. That shit was ass. Like that scared a lot of studios from doing video game movies, especially live action ones. What if this movie was live action with still like the same cast? Like Chris Pratt, bro.
Seth Rogen.
I think it would still work low key on like the lowest of keys. I think
Chris Pratt would work because he can, as long as they put him on a mustache and a red hat, he'll look like Mario.
Yeah.
Who's Luigi's voice?
I think off memory, I think it's the guy who was in No, I'm lying. His name's Charlie Day. He was in Horrible Bosses. Fist Fight.
I think I know who that is. I think.
I Want You Back. He was in Monsters U.
Okay.
As who? I don't know. I'm looking that up right now. As Art.
Mm-hmm.
Who that is? Oh shit! John Krasinski was in Monsters University.
The fuck?
I did not know that. I had to go back and watch that now. But anywho, I don't know. I think this movie gonna be good. You know, not really giving it too much expectation. I think it's just gonna be filled with a lot of references on top of a loose plot of Mario trying to stop Bowser from taking the Mushroom Kingdom and shit. But yeah. Anything else I guess to add on that, Feeq? Or?
Nah. I mean, I can't really add anything else. It's a Mario movie, you know.
Yeah.
I think the joke's gonna be good though. So
yeah, the joke will tell itself. But with that, moving forward and more to the next one that came out. This one we could definitely say shocked us. It's the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie.
Oh my
based
goodness.
on like the Beast Wars show. So we're gonna see a lot of those characters. Gives a little bit of background on those Beast Wars characters. So it's still two factions. It's supposed to take place in a distant future, and at this point in the Beast Wars, I guess timeline. Not in terms of this movie timeline.
the old show.
In the old show with Beast Wars, it's supposed to be a distant future where like the Autobots and the Decepticons are like distant ancestors to the
Beast.
Maximals and the Predacons.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of weave this story into this timeline. I think the way that they're doing this Star Wars. Why is my mind all over the place?
You tell me.
Transformers timeline, you know, because this movie is supposed to take place after Bumblebee, and I think Bumblebee is like starting their new timeline. I don't know.
Yeah, Bumblebee is the new, I guess, iteration of the Transformers. It doesn't follow the Michael Bay films that we know.
Okay,
so Bumblebee's like a restart of it. So some of the designs are going to be similar, but it's trying to be more. It's trying to look more G1-ish. Yeah. Like how the old cartoons look.
Just through like how Optimus Prime looks, which, you know, shout out to those creators for doing that, you know. It's almost like they got that down packed. And same with the voice actor. Forgot his name. You know, the usual guy that the same nigga that voices Optimus Prime, you know.
Yeah, Peter Cullen.
Yes. Him. So legendary. Still just I think he ain't really got shit else to do besides be Optimus Prime all day. So they just asked him, he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
Shit, I'd be the same.
Almost like Kevin Conroy-esque in a way.
Yeah, but this movie, I will say it caught me off guard because I think I talked about it in one of our like early episodes. But for niggas that know me, Transformers is my shit. What I tell you, like, I don't care about, like, if I had to choose between Marvel and Transformers, I don't give a fuck. Transformers. Just because that's what I grew up on. I used to buy the toys, all that shit. If I had $10, I remember the prices. You could get a medium-sized Transformers for $10. Yeah. Sometimes they be $12. Now I don't know how much them hoes cost. I haven't bought any in a long time.
I mean, with the inflation, I'm pretty sure they way more. But speaking of toys, these toys are about to go crazy. Hasbro is about to have a field day with these, you know, especially with the new Maximals and Predacon line. But that's besides the point. But,
but in the movie, when the trailer happens, you see Optimus Prime. They changed his design though a little bit from the Bumblebee movie because his Bumblebee movie was a little bit more. It looked way better than this one. I'm not gonna lie. This one looks kind of like he anorexic. It's kind of he a little skinnier, so it looked weirder. But in the Bumblebee movie, when they showed him, he was more like G1. This is still a G1 design, but this is like a slimmer one. Right. But you see Optimus, and you see him meet Optimus Primal, which is the ape. That's his name. Mm-hmm. That's voiced by, I think his name is
Ron Perlman, the guy who was Hellboy, you know, Sin City, all that. So that's actually a good casting.
Yeah, and then you see some people were thinking the first real other Transformer we see is it's a Porsche. It's a silver and blue Porsche. That's people were thinking it's Jazz. It's gonna be Mirage because when you see it throws out the holograms, it's Mirages, quote unquote. But so that's gonna be Mirage. That's voiced by Pete Davidson.
What?
Pete Davidson's voicing him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that because when I first saw it, my mind went to Jazz. So I was like, is this Jazz? Is this supposed to be Autobot Jazz? Or it was either him or Prowl. One of those two. But I guess Mirage. So
yeah, because Mirage's old G1 design was silver and blue.
okay.
So really all three of them were kind of like
That's what I'm saying.
similar
They all
color
so
scheme.
similar
They all
color
had
schemes.
almost
You
the
can
same color scheme. And
sit
then
up right next to each other. It's like looking at Trey Songz and Chris Brown.
yeah, so we see them. We see Cheetor running with Bumblebee. We see what is? I think it's the bird. I think that's Air Razor. It's like a falcon. We see RC. Finally, a G1 accurate RC, not that Revenge of the Fallen 2 foot tall RC sisters. They were fucking motorcycles and wheelies. So I will say for the villain, I don't know if they're gonna do Megatron or if they're gonna do because I couldn't tell because when they showed the one person that like stabbed Bumblebee, I couldn't tell who that was off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't tell either. It's probably some Predacon. I don't know if it's Megatron necessarily.
Yeah.
Do like this. I can see like in this line, they're trying to stay more, I guess, G1-esque, especially with Optimus Prime. So, yeah, and I can tell it's supposed to be taking place like earlier, so like not necessarily modern times in a way, but I don't know. I'm excited. I like the designs. Like the last scene, I think the way this movie needs to go is we all know that we're going to see this movie not because of the human element. We're going to see this movie to see robots fight.
Yes, and I will say that's one gripe I have with oh my goodness. Oh, hey, the Mark Wahlberg movies, I wanted to erase that shit from my memory because the way they disrespected my Dinobots, the Dinobots are some of my favorite characters. And one big thing with the Dinobots is that they talk, and they talk in broken English. And they didn't have them say a fucking word in that entire movie. They were mute. I said, what the fuck are we doing right now? And then just the way they did Galvatron, how they made that man into Lego blocks. And then in the second movie, they didn't say how
Roblox.
They did exactly. And then they didn't explain in the second movie how he turned back into Megatron. He just appeared. I said, bro, this is a shit show. I said, get this on my screen. I almost fell asleep during the last night.
I think by that point they were trying to get back to the old formula of, more robots, less human. But it was like the line was just so far gone, and they were trying to add all these different things. Like at the end of that last one before Bumblebee, they were trying to hype up Unicron and all that shit. And I was just like, bro, y'all are
Unicron. They tried to throw Nemesis Prime.
Right.
They were just throwing out stuff just for like a wow factor. I said, this movie's not good.
That movie was ass. But Nemesis Prime was the only good thing about that movie.
Yeah, the action was good, but everything else was abysmal. Like I was in that bitch, like I know Transformers and I can barely follow what's going on.
Right.
So
I think if they stick to the same ideology that went into, and I know these are two different studios, but like Kong versus Godzilla, that movie was good because the creators and directors knew we're not going here to see fucking 11 trying to talk about this damn gorilla. We're going to see this gorilla fight this lizard.
Exactly.
This lizard whoop his ass.
And we only need people in there just to maybe move a plot point here a little bit, but we don't need them to be the focus.
The focus is Optimus Prime, all these robots, find each other.
Yeah.
In their story,
And I think that's what made, for at least for the very first Transformers in the Bumblebee movie, it was like I say 55-45 of like human. It was a little bit too much human in both, but it wasn't overbearing as in the other movies where it's like I don't give a fuck about Sam Witwicky's life, bro. Shia LaBeouf, I love you, bro. You cool, but I don't give a fuck about you going to school and all that. But I want to see Optimus Prime and Megatron fight.
Right.
So
to that point, I wonder if they'll ever do like a live action War for Cybertron movie.
That's what I had, bro. You played the game.
Yeah.
If
both
they,
of them.
yeah, bro, them games was hard as
hard.
Boy, I said this a while back. I said literally, if they need to do one movie that's solely on Cybertron, because you could CG the fuck out of everything. Now you don't got to worry about humans. All you got to worry about is voice acting. Mm-hmm. And then there, you can explore the plot. You can go into how Optimus really ain't that great of a leader, but that's for another day. He a good leader, but it was once he got on Earth. Before then, that nigga was he was an op. You can go into how Optimus was a librarian, how Megatron was in the pits, on the gladiator pits, fighting, how the Decepticons actually formed because they felt they were being wrongly. They felt they were wrongly, not accused, but wrong stuff was being wrong to them. They were like most Decepticons were like slaves and labor workers.
Yeah,
and that's how they came about because Megatron was like the top gladiator in these pits, these fighting pits, and then he became friends with Optimus Prime and a whole bunch more story I can go into. But this ain't a Transformer episode, so I'll save it. I'll save it for a little later.
Nah, man, but I think they need, and depending on how this movie goes. They might do that. It might just be like a prequel to the prequel.
Yeah.
Like take it back to Cybertron and do a war for Cybertron, and then you have them come to Earth, and then that leads to everything else. So everything has been on Earth, and that's kind of, in a way, I feel like hinders.
Yeah.
Especially after the second one. What was that? Revenge of the Fallen. Because in my opinion, after Revenge of the Fallen, that's when Transformers took like a decline. It was just really action, explosions.
Yeah, Dark of the Moon was cool. The action was cool, but like even then, I was like, I said they're hurting my soul, but I gotta support it, so I'm gonna watch it. But I will say those first three movies were like they were good enough. I'll say that.
The third one was decent.
Yeah.
The second one was good. The first one was great.
Yeah.
The third one was decent. And then after that, once they had Mark Wahlberg trying to be a Texan, I was like,
oh my God. Hey, bro. The best thing about that movie, the first one was freaking Lockdown, the villain.
He was hard.
He was the coldest villain since I'd say
Megatron in my opinion.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say like since Transformers, the first movie Megatron, because in other movies Megatron was like a plot device. He wasn't even like a villain.
Yeah,
he was just there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
let's just see how they do that this time, and where the Transformers, I guess, timeline is going forward, because I think with this one they might do like some different time traveling stuff, because like I said earlier, the Maximals and the Predacons come from like a distant timeline.
Yeah, it's way ahead in
the, I guess, Transformers timeline. How many times can I say timeline? So I feel like we might get some time travel in this movie. Might see some Easter eggs from like the first few what's that nigga name? Michael Bay movies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm not gonna raise my expectations too much. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to enjoy it.
Oh, I just seen something. They're having Scourge in the movie. Scourge was a in G1. He was a subject. He was one of the followers of Galvatron.
Okay,
and then I forgot what he was in. I think he was a Terracon in the Beast Wars stuff, but I don't remember. But he's voiced by what's his name? Peter Dinklage.
What?
That's what it's saying on here. It's saying he's voicing Scourge. That's gonna be funny.
Oh yeah. I see him on here.
Oh, they got
my nigga Tywin on this in this bitch.
I got Will Jacks. he about to be talking philosophical.
Yeah. Yeah, but all in all, I'm excited for this movie. I think that if they can just stick to less human element, robot fighting, get that balance.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like.
And actually have them have dialogue. Not just dialogue about battle. Actually have the Autobots, the Decepticons, the Maximals, all them actually have them dialogue, talk about their history and shit, and not just go in there and say, oh yeah, we got to stop them from getting this. Okay, let's fight. Actually bring about the story and bring up the history of them.
Yeah. So, shit, who knows? Maybe after this movie, we might get a War for Cybertron type movie.
Please, for the love of God. As I will say, in this trailer, when they showed that last little scene of them doing like a big ass battle,
right?
It looked like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I pray, because they have this thing where they do with the Decepticons is they make the Decepticons get folded like paper, and the Autobots can take 100 bullets to themselves. Please, for once, have it even where niggas are actually fighting and not just like they get hit by a fucking pistol shot from a human, they blow up. That shit used to always blow me.
Right. Well, with that being said, our next Peter Quill movie is Peter Quill, Chris Pratt. Them niggas the same name. But Peter Quill, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, they released their first, I guess, trailer 1. These don't even seem like teasers no more.
Yeah, these are straight trailers. Because teasers used to be like 30 seconds. You may see like an image, a pan of a scene, and you hear somebody talk, then it's done. It's like coming, trailer 1 coming out in 3 weeks. Nah, they just said trailer here.
Yeah.
So,
but in this one, we see the new Guardians with Peter Quill and all them, Drax. They're coming. This is after the events of Thor: Love and Thunder, because they separated from Thor already, and he's doing his own thing. And then I believe this takes place after the events of the Guardians Christmas special. So this is, they're still doing their thing, being Ravagers, and still looking for a Gamora. I think that's going to be the main plot. I think it's going to be the main plot of the movie. They're still looking for Gamora. And in some of the scenes, they are with her. Mm-hmm. So really just finding her and trying to sway her
to join
and fall in love with Chris Pratt and be the original Guardians again. But
yeah, because for people that don't know, this is Gamora's dead. The original Gamora that we knew is dead.
Right.
And this is the variant from I forgot the universe name, but
though it's still the 616. It's just one, I guess, displaced from time. This is the one in the past, and now she's basically stuck in this timeline. Stuck in the future, basically. Mm-hmm. So now she's the new leader of the Ravagers after the old Ravagers from Guardians 2. I don't think they died, but they're just not there no more. So she's taking over them, and now they're dealing with that. The High Evolutionary is coming in. So, and for those, I guess a little quick thing about the High Evolutionary, he was the one who was responsible for change the reason why Rocket can walk and talk on 2 legs, because he's mainly deals with testing on animals and human substances and things like that. His we'll get into this character, I guess, now. Adam Warlock, he in the comics was the main reason why he came. Well, he created Adam Warlock in a way, but in this movie, he was created by the other race, the Golden people, for the lack of this conversation.
I was about to say, I don't remember their name, but they gold.
So in this timeline, they probably created Adam, and they probably hired the High Evolutionary to
help create him,
enhance him more, and maybe instill that gem in his head, which isn't the Soul Stone, because in the comics it's
the Soul Stone.
But now that there's no more Infinity Stones, it's probably just a power gem.
It's one of them batteries Rocket stole.
Right, yeah. So that, and we actually see them. I think in this trailer, we go to this world where the High Evolutionary where he has like all his test human subjects on that world and all that. So we'll see the High Evolutionary there. And I believe that's probably not Groot. Why do I keep saying Groot? Rocket's homeworld.
Yeah.
And we'll get to see that. Speaking of Rocket, I think this is the last time we see Rocket alive, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I made that tweet. Like, as soon as I saw the trailer and they kept emphasizing Rocket talking, I said that's not a good sign, man. And then it's one scene in the trailer, where Peter's screaming. I said, oh my God,
what happened? Either he's getting fucked up, or someone is getting fucked up.
Yeah, I said either someone just got their arm cut off, or somebody's dead in front of him.
Right.
So, and I will say, if you played, was it the Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out last year? I will say that game's a 10 out of 10. It's way better than I thought it would be. It's the dialogue they have on there almost hints stuff in the movie, like the Rocket was talking about, like his, like the way he was tested on and all this stuff, and like in the game he talks about like different shit he's afraid of and like the trauma and shit. I said, damn. I said, this is why this nigga don't like XYZ or stuff, and like it was just breaking down different stuff. So when I saw this trailer, I said, damn, this shit's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a wild ride. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be another one of Marvel's more, I won't say serious movies, but the tone will be serious with jokes in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I can never see that. You know, James Gunn has been around the block a few times and knows how to make a movie. You know,
yeah,
he know what he doing
better than that nigga. What's that nigga? Waititi?
Oh, Taika Waititi, man, Taika. Hey, he just had too much. I think
they gave him too much control.
I think that was a problem with Thor: Love and Thunder. He had too much free reign. No one was really, I guess, bringing them in and bringing them together. You know, hey, maybe we could, lower this down a little bit. No one was saying that in comparison to Thor Ragnarok. But
back to Guardians.
Yeah, we get our first look at Adam Warlock, which I think he looks good in this in that little 2 seconds we get of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how they use him, how he comes about. How I can definitely see him like starting off as like a villain, because
that's how he's gonna. That's how he usually starts off
in the comics anyway. On top of the gold people still upset with the Guardians about Guardians 2.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So they'll probably send his ass on him, and just kind of thinking of who we could possibly see, because this will be the last time we see this version of this Guardians team. So I'm trying to think who could they replace to maybe still have, because we're still going to get Guardians, but not this iteration.
It'll be a different team.
It'll be a different team.
I mean, they got to throw in Nova.
Yeah, I was thinking that they probably have him come member in. Probably the kid version, because we got to remember that Xandar, the homeworld of Nova and Nova Corps, is destroyed.
I was about to say that shit gone as hell.
They destroyed still from Infinity War from Thanos. So
he could be a
they gotta explain how,
I was gonna say they could say he's like a surviving member or something.
Either that, or maybe he was off world doing something and came back and saw his home destroyed.
Nigga said,
yeah. So I think it's more likely they introduce him. I saw somewhere where maybe Silver Surfer could come up. I think that's a lot.
Nah, don't do that. Yeah. That would be too much for this movie.
That would be too much. Nova is more likely in this movie.
Nova is a more easy way to throw in character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Silver Surfer would be way out of left.
Yeah, because then you have to explain Galactus and all this other stuff like off rip. And that you need more.
Yeah, so Galactus is coming. Y'all need to get ready.
And then niggas would be like, so Kang isn't the villain now? So what are we doing?
Right. Exactly. So we'll probably see a Nova like hint either somewhere towards the end of the movie. Because I still think we're gonna get main Guardians in this movie. I don't think they're just gonna plop Nova in the middle and then have him come up. I think by the end of the movie, he'll be a part of the team because we are getting a Nova Disney Plus show. So that'll be coming up soon. Yeah, they confirmed that. Like, they greenlit that, so that's coming soon.
Okay.
I don't know when. Probably sometime in Phase 6 because Marvel Phase 5 is already filled up.
Yeah. Actually, they just this is outside of the movie, but this is just for Marvel in general. They released something saying that the people, like most of the, like, I guess execs, whoever is over Marvel shit, they're reevaluating Phase 4. And they're I think they're gonna redo the timeline for Phase 5 and 6 because they said they looked at all the negative feedback, and so they're trying. They might focus more on like what we told them, quality over quantity. So they might cut out some of these, like having 30 different shows in 1 year. They might have break them down to shorter or make maybe movies or some shit.
Yeah, that
which
makes sense.
I think is way better,
especially like some of the updates we've been getting from some of these other projects like Blade. And how they're basically starting from ground zero again. So that's probably tied into that news and other projects. I think going down the line, I think a lot of that had to do with maybe why they changed Secret Invasion Armor Wars
to a movie
show to a movie now. Just because I probably made more sense, and they honestly didn't have enough material to make it a six episode miniseries. So they probably just like, let's just make this whole movie and not have the same problems we've been having with like Moon Knight and Miss Marvel and stuff.
Yeah, just keep the shit that was already shows, make everything else specials.
Right, exactly. I think with these last two specials being great, I think we'll be seeing a lot more specials. I think by this time next year, we'll probably see another Halloween special deal with the Midnight Suns, or a Blade. We could probably see a Blade special or a vampire special.
True.
Something around that time. So, yeah, but we kind of got off track back to Guardians. But yeah, with the High Evolutionary coming in, I think he'll be definitely an interesting villain. Excuse me. Because his origin ties from Earth. He's actually an Earthling who was testing on themselves and trying to improve on himself, and then went out into the world and into space and was testing on different other organisms. But I'm interested to see how they do his origin for this version of the High Evolutionary. But
yeah, I think with him, obviously, well, unless they change something, I think they're gonna have them, whoever they fight, quote unquote, outside of Adam Warlock. There's probably gonna be like different subjects he's made,
right?
And then I feel like the way they're gonna do Adam Warlock is obviously he's gonna come in trying to get the Guardians at the beginning, and then I think he's gonna eventually meet the High Evolutionary and see some stuff he's doing. That's when he's kind of gonna switch. I think that'll be the point he switches.
Yeah,
I don't think the Guardians will convince him that much. I think it'll be him seeing the High Evolutionary, kind of getting like, what the hell's going on, really?
Yeah. But it's finally good to see Adam Warlock now in the MCU.
Space Jesus.
Yeah, so we'll get to see how strong he is for real, and going forward, how he ties with the Guardians and things like that. I think just some minor predictions. I think Rocket definitely dying, and I think Drax is dying too.
I was gonna say, I think if Rocket doesn't die, something really bad is gonna happen to Rocket, and
we're like, he can't be a part of the team no more.
Yeah, and I think Drax might die.
No, he's dying. Like Dave Bautista said, this is my last movie I'm doing.
Like Marvel?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So he done.
Yeah. So he's dying.
He died. But I can definitely see those two dying, and then shit.
I think
that's two spots.
Yeah, I think
bring in Nova and Adam Warlock.
You think Peter gonna retire and just stay on Nowhere?
Maybe, or depending on how he feels about this Marvel MCU stuff, he still might be Star-Lord going forward. It was just maybe he might give the reins to Adam Warlock or a Nova. Okay. If we see any of those, well, obviously we're gonna see Adam Warlock. If we see Nova in this movie, I can maybe see him doing that, but just got to be wary to tone my expectations, because every time I do that, I'm not enjoying it as much. So, because I think I kind of did that with the Christmas special. I was thinking like, oh, well, maybe, they'll do some like tie into the third movie. And I'm watching, I'm like, Dana, what are we doing? Like, just sit back and enjoy this shit.
Oh,
it was just so funny. I'm like, this ain't got shit to do with shit.
I'm not gonna lie. That Christmas special, I didn't even expect them to. I thought it was only gonna be. I thought that was gonna be some musical shit. I honestly didn't expect nothing out of it.
Right, but it was still good.
I do like how they said that they bought nowhere from the collector.
Yeah, from the collector. So that, I guess, confirms that the collector is still alive after the events of Infinity War.
Yeah, because I definitely thought that boy was gone.
I thought he died too.
And they showed Cosmo.
Right, so we'll be seeing her in this movie too. And I guess going forward in the Guardians team. But all in all, I'm excited for this movie as always. This one comes out in May 5th. So Cinco de Mayo.
Ah.
And yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Then with that going forward, we getting, I guess, well, before we get to Ant-Man and Quantumania, there's some news that came out that I kind of wanted to talk about and get your opinion on.
What's up?
Going into the Thunderbolts movie.
Okay.
And how they're saying there are reports coming out like an evil version of Superman was going to be like the main villain of that movie. So a lot of people are like theorizing. Yeah, you didn't hear that?
You said Thunderbolts?
Yeah, in the Thunderbolts movie.
An evil version of Superman?
Yeah, they're basically implying that like the Century is going to be the main villain.
Oh, okay. I was like, I was about to say, nigga, are you saying
either
the right
Century or Hyperion?
Yeah, okay.
But that was what one of the reports said. So
they said they might have Century or Hyperion?
Right.
Oof. In the Thunderbolts movie?
Yeah, it's like the main villain.
How the fuck they gonna fight Sentry?
I was like,
how is Black Widow's sister gonna fight Sentry? How is Taskmaster gonna fight Sentry? How is U.S. Agent?
So, if this is true, this is probably how we get the Red Hulk, because you do not recast Thunderbolt Ross and not do Red Hulk. Like, so that them recasting Thunderbolt Ross with Henry Ford basically confirmed them doing the Red Hulk storyline in this movie. And, the Century does, I think a lot of this movie is going to tie with the Weapon Plus program, because a lot of this team, like the Thunderbolts team, has some history with the Super Soldier Serum and the Weapons Plus program in some way. It's like some people have it with Bucky, do the Hydra program with the Super Soldier Serum, U.S. Agent,
that freaking
Taskmaster, Red Guardian, just not with Hydra, through the Soviets.
Yeah.
Echo, she just there. But she say with a vow.
She for covert ops.
Exactly. But yeah, and then also I think we'll also be getting like Abomination in this movie somehow. I think this is like the first list of team. And in the comics, the Thunderbolts kind of rotate out characters as well. They kind of serve as like the Suicide Squad-esque of the Marvel multi universe. So yeah, I think we're definitely gonna get the Red Hulk storyline. So it may be like Century. I think it's more so the Century, because Hyperion kind of is like more out like otherworldly. Like his origins aren't really tied to Earth.
Yeah, and then he's like,
so it's probably we getting the Century. Hey man, I said this when we did the Boys review. They need to get Jensen Ackles. If it's the Century, they need to get Jensen Ackles to play the Century. I think he'd be a good Century. After what we've seen him pull off with Soldier Boy and everything, and how just crazy that nigga was, I can definitely see him being a good Century, in my opinion. That's my fan casting. If it's the Sentry, if it's Hyperion, if it's not Henry Cavill, then I don't know who it could be. I mean,
if they do, I'm just thinking of. I just feel like he beat their ass.
well, it might be similar to like that Suicide Squad game when they had to fight Superman or like kill the Justice League because they were controlled by Brainiac. So it might just be on some shit like that.
They got a running gun.
You might see some niggas get slatted. Echo might die in this movie. She gonna try to phase in that nigga. She gonna phase into his fist.
Oh my god! The Red Guardian would get killed, bro.
Get split open. Pause.
Nah, well, if they do Sentry, I think it would be good. I'll just have to see how they scale him. But
right, because like that's a good point too, because in the comics, you know, they say the Sentry is basically the Marvel antithesis to Superman. Like he has the power of a billion exploding suns.
And his arch enemy is like who is the Void? It's like a fucking entity. It's not even a person.
Well, like the
one of his enemies is the Void.
Yeah,
it's just
his identities. So we might get like the Void version of the Sentry, or just like this crazy Sentry. They fight him. Hulk, Red Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross fights him to a stalemate. Because I don't know what the fuck Bucky and Yelena Belova gonna do.
They're gonna be shooting. They're gonna be shooting pellet bullets. Fucking water. They have a water gun, nigga. Because they do Sentry. As long as he's stronger than Icarus.
Yeah.
From Eternal.
Really?
As long as he's stronger than him, then that's fine.
Because
he don't gotta be super. Like, obviously, none of these people are comic book like strength. Because nigga, they be destroying the earth already. But as long as he's stronger than Icarus, because Icarus low key was weak, low key a little bit.
You think so? He was like the first version of Superman we got in the Marvel universe.
He was getting mixed up by goddamn what's his name? He was getting mixed up by Paperboy. You seen Atlanta?
Yeah. Oh.
He had trinket. He had.
I don't know. I thought they displayed.
He was
power
strong. He was good. No, he was strong for sure.
So, like you said, if they just make him stronger than him,
just a little stronger than him, they could work. It could work.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the person writing this shit.
Because the way the Sentry got his powers, I guess, going more into his origin story, he got a version of the super soldier serum that was essentially more potent than normal doses in the past. So he's all souped up and has these basically Superman-esque powers off this super soldier serum extreme dose. So maybe that's how that origin kind of ties into, I guess, the main origin of, like the main plot line of this Thunderbolts movie. Just like
the super soldier serum is the driving
with
force.
With the Red Hulk and everything like that. You know, they're probably gonna I think they're gonna try to cover that.
Yeah,
because I can see him coming to the scene, and then some news article like, oh, maybe, he was a ex-veteran, went crazy, who was a part of Thunderbolts team and a part of this Weapons Plus program. But I can see them making headlines in that movie. Yeah. And then them sending the Thunderbolts to try to, I guess, stop it from, like, just basically do some, like, Black Covert Ops type shit, since they can't send the Avengers, or, like, they can't send Captain America.
They can't send notable people.
Right.
They got to send the Expendables. These thugs. These thugs.
The Expendables.
Oh my goodness. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you were done with.
No, I was done.
Yeah. So when I was in Florida, right? Mm-hmm. My brother was talking to me about he was saying what he would have did with the Marvel movies, or like some shit that they could have did, and a lot of it made sense. I said, damn, they really lost out on a lot of stuff. One was what happened? One was, he said during Endgame, he said the way they could have redeemed the Hulk, and it made perfect sense, is instead of having Black Widow die back on the planet for the Soul Stone, They could have had her died on the battlefield by Thanos, and then you have Hulk finally go not full world breaker, but partial world breaker. Hulk, he gets to like fight Thanos a little bit. He'll lose eventually because Thanos start using the stone. He may get a stone and beats him, and then Thanos could teleport that nigga off because he's like, oh yeah, this nigga's too crazy. He teleports him back to like Sakaar or something. I said that would have been insane,
right?
Low key. And then he was like, yeah, you still have you still have Useless come down from the sky and break the ship. And then he said another one is for the TV shows. They could have did one. They kind of touched on it in what's it called, Captain America, like after the blip, but go more in depth. Because there they kind of just said, oh yeah, borders were open, people disappeared. That's how it happened. But they could have actually showed it like almost like how they have what was it? It wasn't Marvel Dark. It was something pretty much where like almost the whole world kind of changed, and then have it where it's like not post-apocalyptic, but just going through daily stuff that happened, like how infrastructure would have shut down and shit. I said, damn. That would have been a good TV show. Yeah. And then you could follow street level heroes instead of, you could maybe expand on a little more street level heroes, or maybe like one or two of them, and really go in depth of the blip. Or if you wanted to do Hawkeye as him and Ronin instead of doing his show like that. Yeah. Actually have him do Ronin, see how everything after the blip is like fucked up.
I saw someone, because I was watching someone and they were saying that, we could. Actually, it was Rob from Comics Explained. He was talking about like similar things of what he would have liked to see in Phase 4, and one of them was basically like a mini series or special of what Clint Barton did as the Ronin. Like, what were some of the specific jobs he did outside of killing Echo's, I guess, dad in that one scene in Hawkeye. What were some other things he did? Like, what made the Ronin so feared? Like, why was it such a big thing in Hawkeye?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really get to see that.
And then it's like, and then the way they portrayed like the blip and everything, they made it seem like, oh yeah, all these other countries were like kind of fucked over, but America, we was straight back to it, like nothing happened, even though the blip happened. Like, come on now. You got all these people, like you got planes falling out the sky, you got helicopters, car crashes. Like, what really happened in this time? It don't gotta be like fucking a 10 episode special, but maybe like a 2 episode special.
Maybe like just a 1 episode special of life after the blip.
Exactly.
Like immediately after the blip, that 5-year gap. How did Earth move?
Yeah.
Like,
how crazy was it? Because it had to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They lost out on a bag.
Yeah, but I think with Phase 5, they're gonna try to
go back to some
fill
stuff.
in a lot of that stuff, like the stuff you were saying about with the plot line that they could have expanded on in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like they could probably go back into that in Captain America: New World Order. And maybe a little bit in Thunderbolts, but I think the Thunderbolts is gonna be more heavily focused on the Super Soldier Serum story and Weapon Plus and Weapon X. Maybe shit we might I don't know, because I was gonna
about to say Wolverine.
Yes, I was like shit, we might get a hint of Wolverine, but let me calm down. Let me calm down.
Did they already was that nigga I was about to say Omega Red, but nah, they ain't gonna do that nigga.
No, I mean they did have like a slight Easter egg hint at him in She-Hulk. It was on a news article, and he was saying like man gets in a bar fight with claws.
Yeah,
so he's around.
We'll see. Hopefully we'll see. I know somebody at Marvel listening after that damn trailer I saw. I said,
yeah, I don't. You know what? Instead of them doing straight Wolverine, because we're gonna get Wolverine in Deadpool 3, I can see them doing like a William Stryker Easter egg.
Yeah.
At the end of the Thunderbolts, Val is talking to him, and
they showing his facility or something,
or like maybe him being more intrigued about this program.
Yeah,
and like,
and it could even have him. It could just show the back of his head, and she's like, "How are you doing, Stryker?" And then he gives her like a file, like these are like my subjects or this is my results for right now. Some shit. I'll be okay with that.
That'd be good. But then again,
Yeah, let's
gotta
not
calm down.
Yeah.
Because I thought the same thing with Doctor Doom and Black Panther. I wasn't upset because I love the movie.
Yeah.
But we got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, in Marvel's case, less is more. You know, so we got to be calm.
Exactly.
But I do think that's more likely than like a Doctor Doom cameo, so to speak, in Black Panther. But shit, they, you know, there's a lot of stuff that could happen in these movies. But with that, going into our, I guess, final new trailer that came out. It was more, it was a trailer, but more so like a legacy leading up to, like, basically documenting Ant-Man's journey from the first Ant-Man to Civil War to Avengers, Infinity War, and to now.
Yeah. They did that shit like an obituary. I said, oh.
That's what I was saying. They made it seem like he was gonna die in this.
They made
movie.
it like he already died. I said, damn.
Shit. And one timeline he did, according to Kang, he was like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
killed you before.
Nigga say, you're an Avenger. Have I killed you before? I think that's one of
You're
the
out of
hardest.
your league.
That man, that's still one of the hardest lines to me, and that's only in the trailer. Well, that was in that Comic-Con
Right.
thing. Because to say that means you killed so many niggas. You just like, bro, I don't even remember you, but I guess so. I probably have.
Right. So, just I guess going more in depth on this Quantumania movie, and I think the way they're gonna have it is at the end of this Ant-Man movie, Kang is gonna be free from the quantum realm. He's gonna be freed in the quantum realm, and then have basically full reign in this timeline, and then full reign to control everything else. Because right now it seems like he's stuck.
Yeah, it's
in
like
there.
he's trapped there.
Like he's trapped in there, and he needs something, which is why he has Ant-Man get whatever he needs to get for him in this movie. So it's probably going to be more so like another heist type movie, but with more stakes added to it, and with Kang and everything else. Kind of like how it was in really these last few Ant-Man movies. I feel like all these Ant-Man movies have
him
had
stealing.
him having to steal some shit
Yeah.
and fight a nigga at the end. But
They're playing on his strengths. That's why he went to jail.
yeah. But I don't know. I really hope Ant-Man doesn't die just yet. I don't think he'll die just yet, but man, that'd be a sad death.
I said what I said on our last one. If they say they can make Pym particles themselves without Hank, he's dying. Hank is gonna fucking die. I don't care. If they say or imply, if one of them say, "Oh, I just made some new Pym particles," my brain gonna say, "Oh yeah, Hank's gone." Hank ain't living. If Hank doesn't die, his wife might die. I don't think they kill.
Wait, you talking about Hank or Scott?
Hank.
Okay, the older.
Yeah, the older.
Yeah, Hank dying.
I don't think they killing. I don't think they gonna kill Wasp. They definitely not killing.
Scott Lang.
Cassie.
Oh, Cassie.
They're definitely not killing her because she's gonna be a young Avenger. So
Yeah, I think I was saying Hank this whole time, but was meaning Scott.
yeah, I know you.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Hank dying too. The older original Ant-Man, or I
Yeah.
guess the Wasp.
I still want to see if, because I think either I sent you the video or you sent me, or I just randomly saw the thing talking about the rings, how the rings on the platform Kang was on looked like the ones from Shang-Chi.
Right.
So people are thinking either the rings from Shang-Chi sent a message to the Eternals, or it was a message from Kang. Remember at the end of
I'm trying to.
Shang-Chi,
I
it was
remember
like
that.
it was like, oh, this is sending out a signal into somewhere, and they were like, they don't know where.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I don't think Marvel knew what they meant when they did that shit either. I think they gave themselves an ultimatum with Eternals and this Ant-Man movie and
by
it's
not
like,
saying where the
by
signal's
not saying
going.
where it was going, not trying to bottleneck, not
Yeah.
trying to pigeonhole themselves by saying one thing. Because now, if you say, "Oh, it's
It's sending a signal out.
it's giving off some quantum," as soon as
Yeah.
they say quantum,
Yeah.
you're focusing on
Kang.
Kang.
As soon as you say it's sending a signal out to space, it's
Maybe Eternals. You know, so
Yeah, but all they were like is giving a signal. I have to relook at that last scene. I'm pretty sure he said it's sending a signal out, or a signal's coming into it, or something like that. So
Yeah, but I if I had to pick one, I think it's gonna be Kang, because at this point everything should and I think will
connect to Kang.
connect to Kang, especially by the end of Phase 5.
Yeah. And it would kind of make sense because with the rings, since you don't really age with the rings, and then remember in like Loki, they were like the Kang share all their technology with each other on how to do things. That could just be one of the old technologies they used to have. And they're like, oh yeah, you wear these rings, you don't age, you get powers XYZ.
Right.
And the Kang fucking, I don't know, left them in China, wherever they were. I forgot what it was.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think the rings tying into Kang and the quantum energy, I think, especially with like the parallels, I don't think that's coincidental. But yeah, I'm excited to see Kang finally in a movie. I think because I thought they was gonna show him in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But again, that's back to my thing. We gotta calm down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it'll be interesting to see how they do this.
Multiverse commercial.
I think in this movie I don't know if we'll get a hint at the Council of Kangs, because he is just gonna, I think we're still gonna get this one Kang, and the rest of the people in there is just his army that he got in
Quantum, whatever.
in the Quantum City or whatever. And then we're also gonna get like another villain in the movie, Bill Murray's villain.
Oh, he's a villain?
Well, his character is a villain in the comics, so I think he's like a lesser antagonist to Kang, and I know he's had some dealings with Janet in when she was stuck in the quantum realm.
Oh, okay, got you.
And then I think he is responsible for old dude the Wasp turning into MODOK, because we're supposed to be seeing MODOK in this movie too. So I think
they got MODOK in this?
Yeah. It's supposed to be
he is in this. I forgot. I saw this clip.
The Wasp, like from the first Ant-Man movie. When he shrunk down, he didn't die. He just shrunk in the quantum realm, and then the Bill Murray's
they gonna make
character,
that nigga MODOK?
Yeah, that's what people are thinking, and it's kind of what it's leaning towards. I think it's gonna be somewhere where it's like when after the events of the first Ant-Man, he shrunk to the quantum realm. Bill Murray's character found him and was, I guess, testing on him and mutating stuff, and then that's how we get him being MODOK.
I forgot what MODOK stands for. It's more something to kill. I forgot that acronym.
Yeah, but all in all, this movie's gonna be good. Another heart tugger, another serious one. It's not gonna be as funny as these first two Ant-Man movies.
Nah, I can already.
More is at stake. They gonna try with Scott and maybe Cassie,
and Scott, he about to get his ass beat, nigga.
Yeah.
After that picture I seen, that man face looked like he got jumped. I said, "Oh, yeah." So he definitely gonna get mixed up.
And yeah, I think by the end of this movie, Kang is gonna break free. And that's how we get the events of Kang Dynasty. And this isn't going to be the only version of Kang we'll see throughout Phase 5. I think we're going to see more of them.
Yeah. Still got Loki's version. Mm-hmm. We got this one. I think they'll probably give us one or two more.
Right. I think some of this is going to tie into Loki. If I had to give, I'm going to give two, I guess, theories for an end credit scene or where it could lead to. One is my normal one. One is my extreme one.
Okay.
My extreme one
Let's hear it.
Is, by the end of this movie, the Fantastic Four show up.
Oh, shit.
Because they were stuck in the quantum realm, and there's like, Scott Lang, we've been looking for you. We need to come with us, or something like that. I think by the end of this, my normal theory, I think, that going back to my extreme one, I think that's could happen.
Okay.
But that's so extreme.
That is.
I don't know if it's likely.
I didn't even think of that. So that, yeah. Okay,
because a lot of people were saying that, they could do the Fantastic Four movie as a version of Sliders, which Sliders is a show that aired like in the early 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, where it's basically like this group of people was going around different points in time, and each episode was them at a different point of time and going to the next period, something like that. So they could probably do that in a Fantastic Four movie if they're not going to do conventional origin Doctor Doom type movie.
Okay.
So we could get that. We could get Molecule Man, something like that. So that theory could tie into the end of Quantumania. But again, as extreme,
yeah,
I don't think it's likely. What I do think is more likely is something that ties into the events of Loki season 2. Either I don't know, like the Loki coming up, or like he's freed. Like Kang, something happens to where they're out of the quantum realm, but everyone is scattered.
Okay.
Somehow Scott and I guess the Wasp, like the Ant-Man Wasp family, end up with the TVA agency with Loki, or like in a point in time where Loki is at.
Okay.
And then it's like, there's this guy, Kane, and then Loki's like, yeah, I know, we got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Loki showing up and getting that done. Or maybe even more likely, just a soft teaser maybe a soft teaser for him in terms of Kane the Conqueror going into like a ship to the timeline, something as soft as that. But yeah, those are my theories. What do you think? Sorry, that was a lot.
No, you're good. That first one, I didn't even think about having the Fantastic Four like be in the quantum realm, jumping around, doing stuff like that. That actually could work depending on how they want to do it. My theory, I think they could end off where I think we said it in one of the last episodes where they end off they're like, when they come out the quantum realm, it's like futurish. It's like years later, and then it's pretty much ends with like saying Ant-Man returns, Kang Dynasty. You could show something like that,
right? Or
you could have it where once Kang escapes, right? You could have Kang escape, and you could have Ant-Man and them still trying to figure out how to escape or whatever. But you could have Kang escape, and once he gets into like the I guess the regular timeline or whatever, you could have him maybe leave Earth, and then he goes and like somewhere out there they have like an actual place where they have the Council of Kangs, and you can have that nigga just walk in, and it don't got to be like hundreds of them. It could be like maybe 15, 10, 20. He walks in and he just says some shit like it'll be corny. It could be like, I'm back. Be like, Cam, dude, I'm back. It could be some shit like that,
right?
So I do think I won't say they will, because that's putting high expectations on them. I think they might try to branch this into Kang Dynasty.
Right. It only makes sense to, especially with Kang being
the main person
main villain
for this movie, at least.
Right.
First time we really see him outside of Loki, and even in Loki, he wasn't the villain. He was He Who Remains. So it wasn't really the bad version of him, to say the least.
Right. So yeah, with that being said, I guess we could do our extreme and realistic theories for Guardians 3. I think we kind of talked about that, but
yeah,
I'll say my extreme one is Silver Surfer shows up in a post-credit scene. It's like, yeah, Galactus is coming. Y'all niggas need to get ready.
Bro, if that happens, I'll be like, bro, what's going on?
Or like some hit like at the Silver Surfer coming up.
Okay.
That's my extreme prediction. The one that's more likely is probably something where, the people die, and then it's something that still leads into the next Avengers movie, because they're gonna be in it too. But something, actually, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's gonna be more something softer, where it's like, the new team is here, Adam Warlock and them get ingratiated, or it's like another soft end credit scene where it's like Adam Warlock puts on a Ravager suit and is like walking in the thing as like the new leader of the
Guardians.
Of the Guardians. So I can see that being like a good post credit scene, mid credit scene, something likely.
I could see them, depending on who dies, I could see them. This is like for my regular one. They could do a soft ending, or depending on who dies, and does like a tribute thing. Not like tribute, but also like how they did with Yondu and that stuff.
Right, yeah.
They could do something like that, and you end off kind of similar, but then you have Nova show up at the end. You have him drop in, talking to them, and then Peter like explaining like the Guardians stuff to him, and then Nova joins them. And Adam Warlock joins too. Extreme, I think they might. Extreme, I can see them linking with Eternals. I don't know why this is in my brain. Just because the Eternals don't really have any connection to anything else right now.
Yeah, they don't.
So the easiest way to anchor them to rest of the heroes and stuff is would be with the Guardians, since they're in space too. So it could be some shit like, oh, we saw your dad was eagle. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, we saw y'all are in this celestial home in nowhere, because that's the head of a celestial. So it's like, we need y'all help finding
other celestials
to take down Erisham.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely a good extreme one. But I think that's more likely than fucking Silver Surfer coming at the end and saying Galactus is coming, y'all need to run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a good one. I think to your point about Nova, I could see like another more likely end credit scene being like, it's a hint at Nova, which is how we lead into the Nova series. And by the end of that, they tie in together and, end up on the team with one another.
True. Okay.
But yeah, it's a good theorizing. Good theorizing. I'm telling you, this is off the dome. Like we didn't steal this from anybody, especially me talking about the Silver Surfer one. Like that was really me off my ass.
Yeah. I actually did not know Dana was going to ask me this question. That Eternals one was definitely, my mind was racing. I said, well, how could you connect this? I said Eternals. There you go. Because they went into space already. You got, what's Thanos' brother name? Is it Star Fox?
Yeah, Star Fox.
Yeah, you got Star Fox. Shit, Star Fox, Star Lord. There you go. So they could do some shit like that. So yeah, that's that closes out this portion of the show. Now we're gonna get into our get in our bag section. So we're gonna go ahead and cue the music.
Bitch, I'm in my bag. Bag, bitch. I just made a bag. Bag, bitch. I just made a bag. Bag of beef, bag.
Yes, sir. All right, for this section of the get in our bag, let me find these questions. So we have a few would you rathers. Okay, this first one is kind of oh my goodness. All right, the first one is kind of easy. Someone said, would you rather be in the Jujutsu Kaisen world or the Chainsaw Man world? I'll say it right now, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
just because Chainsaw Man, the way them devils be popping up, it's not for me, man.
I always had to say Jujutsu Kaisen too.
Okay, the next one said, all right, bro, this is for Jordan. Hey, he said, would you rather be alone in a jail cell for 48 hours with, you see One Punch Man, Puri prisoner? Old dude that had angel wings, that like a big swole dude with the butt chin, or a bear. So you're in there for 48 hours.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I'm taking the bear. I'm taking the bear. I don't think I can do it with that guy. 2 days, 48 hours.
It's 48 hours in a jail cell.
With a bear?
A bear or Puri prisoner?
Give me the bear, dog. I'm gonna just be absolutely stunned. I'm gonna be on my fucking Revenant shit.
Just still.
I'll be on my goddamn Kratos shit, nigga.
Zeus. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm choosing the bear, bro. That nigga gonna kill you, bro. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Okay. They said if you had to fight a slasher villain, we'll just say if you had to fight, we'll say Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have base Fortnite powers, or have you played Apex Legends?
I haven't played it, but I think I know
Similar stuff.
Similar stuff.
Okay. It's Apex Legends. It's similar. It's like it's an arena style. The main thing is different characters have different abilities. But
Right.
so it was pretty much like, would you rather have base Fortnite powers or Apex Legends powers? But it's excluding like the building of Fortnite and all that. Like the extra over the top stuff is excluding that. So really it's just like the weapons on the ground. You get to run around, get the weapons, shoot at them, and keep running. Really, that's really what they asking. Would you want Fortnite weapons and gear that's on the ground, or do you want Apex Legends gear and stuff on the ground?
Just for what I've seen from both games, I'll probably go with Apex. But it's like, if we're being honest, none of that shit is gonna
stop.
work.
None of
It's not gonna stop him. It may slow him down, but it's not gonna stop him.
I think I would do. I think I would do. I think Fortnite.
Fortnite?
I think because, bro, I'm just thinking about the chug jug. Bro, you can just grab a soda and keep running. Apex, it take a while for you to recharge your shields and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would die faster, but I mean, is that a bad thing though?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Bro, we fighting Jason. You got to be like, remember that old Jason when the black dude posted up and tried to fight him?
Yes, and he punched his head off.
You got to be like that. Oh my goodness. Nah, bro, you can beat Jason in Fortnite, bro.
I don't know about all that.
That was the main ones they sent. Did you have any?
Nah, I didn't have any.
Would you rather support Kanye or no, I'm joking.
Neither.
Hey, bro, that's a maniac.
Neither.
He's Voldemort, bro. It's two Voldemorts. The Texans played one of them, and the other one is the guy who made Graduation. Those are both Voldemorts.
Don't say their name.
I'm not, but I don't. If you can still support them, I don't know what to say. You're a heinous individual. I'm gonna cut all this out. Oh my goodness.
But that being said, we're gonna go right into our final segment, our redacted rules.
Oh yeah, I think it's me this week. I think.
Yeah. Also, before we get into that, just appreciate everybody for rocking with us continuously. We did our Spotify Wrapped and looked at the analytics and just the growth of the show, man. And, it's a lot. We're just appreciative of everything, everybody tuning in. Some of our friends, just some quick shout outs, shout out to Nicole, listener, shout out to my girlfriend, first of all, for supporting us, holding it down with the social media. Shout out to Jordan, everybody, all of them, Keyshawn and everybody. Shout out to Cam, shout out to everybody tuning in.
Shout out to Roro.
Sure. Everybody listening to us.
We appreciate y'all for real.
That being said, this week's redacted rule is.
This week redacted rule is damn, I'm on the spot. I did not think this ahead. This week's redacted rule is make sure you put gas in your car before you leave in the morning. Yeah, I know. Hey, the greatest lie we tell ourselves as adults is, I'll get gas in the morning, and you already late. Now look at you. You're 30 minutes late. Just get it at nighttime. I'm saying this because I do. I be late all the time because I don't be getting gas at night. So get your gas. Fill up your tank before you go home.
Yeah, I just had to do that yesterday. Yeah. I can attest to that.
It's been many a times I woken up and said, I can be there in 30 minutes. Now look at my gas tank. I said, ooh, I think we can barely make it. I may have to push it.
It's not worth it.
But yeah, that's our redacted rule for this week. Again, we want to appreciate everybody that still listen to us, subscribing, rating us 5 stars. We will have videos on the way soon. I'm about to buy this piece for this camera, and then we'll start making shorts and all that stuff. And maybe merch one day. We'll see.
Yo, merch. Hey, if y'all want to see some redacted merch, man, put it in the comments. Nah, or put it in our, DMs, our comments. You know what I'm saying? Let us know. But with that being said, it's been your boy Dan the Dane.
And your boy Feeq.
And we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, jump in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a fat, keeping all of the hoes on mute. Pull a little part, could be yellow with a brew. 48 vert, quick burns. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the back seat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice to the drop like ink. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mink. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe cause she know it's my king. Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Think you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the hoe like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic hoe making Alfredo. I put a bag on the whole